أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa nashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Amma ba'du, fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So, about the question and answer. Today there is a question coming from Fiji Island. A gentleman names is Suraj Brakama. So he asked me a question. He says that according to you, Islam is a universal religion and all Muslims believe in all prophets and the sacred book. But my questions to you, can you explain to me the words Prema? So, thank you very much for your question. And yes, you are right that this has mentioned in the Holy Quran that we Muslim, that is Islam is a universal religion, and we Muslim also we believe in all the prophets which has sent by God, the unique God who sent his messenger to bring people to pray on the one God. So you asked me as a question about Prema. So, Prema means divine love. But let me explain the term of love. Love, what we call the royal road. And then you want to know the basis of creation. That is, Allah is love. For that reason has created this universe. So if a reason could be given for the purpose of creation, it could be stated most simply as love. For the Creator, that is for the Lord, to create the cosmos from the void of pre-time, there must have been a motive of a special significance. Surely just the manifestation of material and technological marvels was not enough, the creation of men and nations, which was not enough, there must have been an element which would justify and fulfill the creation. So love was a region and continues to be the justification. It is the attraction principle of divinity, wherein all creatures find their common origins and bound. Love is the energy of creation, which manifests as positive and negative current. In the polarity of opposites, all creation came into being and forever afterwards seeks its union. In the return journey to union with spirit, the material form is purified and transformed into divine love and selflessness. So, I will try to answer according my my experience, my knowledge within the Hindu, that is Hindus' beliefs. The basis for the entire world is a Prema, divine love of the Lord, of the Creator. Even if one is able to get by heart the essence of all the Vedas, that is, the sacred teachings, and even if one is able to compose, what do you call this, poetry, that is, you call poetry, in a very attractive manner, if that person does not have a purified heart, he is a useless person. What other greater truth can I communicate to you? So, the world is a field in which love grows and is harvested. It is a battlefield of the sense, where the play of good and evils is acted out. Love vies against the selfish desire of the ego. The reality of unity struggles to overcome the illusions of separateness. The experience of selfless love reveals God in the individuals and within all creatures. Love is a word which indicates the striving to realize the falsehood of the many and the reality of the one. Love identifies, hate separates, love transposes the self onto to another, and the two think, speak, and act as one. When love takes in more and more within its fold, more and more entities are rendered as one. When you love me, you love all. For your being, that is, being to feel and know and experience that I am in all. This what has that is as written in Hinduism, that is their beliefs and books, I quoted this. And also I know for what reason to come about this, about love, love and Prema, divine love. I tell you frankly that you want to know about what I have said, that love for all, hatred for none. That for that reason I explain to you about your own, that is, we believe there is some, but it is very important in this what they believe and what has been teach, what found in the Hindus books, in scripture, that it is very important. There's some that is some sentences has a very good, profound, deep in meaning. So, unitive love is a fulfillment of life. It expresses itself as identification with all. For as we grow in spiritual awareness, we expand the bounds of our compassions. We start by loving family, community, nation, and ourselves. However, true love is gained only when we see through all forms distinction. When we see God in all creation, we cease to selectively love only some and not others. This awareness fulfills life's promise. The earth is a great enterprise, a busy factory where the product is love. By means of sadhana, you understand what I want to say about sadhana. Sadhana is a Sanskrit word. Eh? Sadhana means spiritual practice. So it is possible to produce love and export it to million and million of peoples in need of it. The more it is shared, the deeper it becomes. It becomes sweeter. It tastes, and the vaster the joy. The joy. By means of love, one can approach God and stay in His presence. In His presence. For God is love. And when one lives in love, he is living in God. So, your question, the second question which you put, that how do we cultivate love? You ask me, but how do we cultivate love? So, to grow flowers, to grow flowers, we must first clear a plot of ground. We must first clear a plot of ground. To grow love, we must clear the weeds of attachment and greed from our hearts. Soul must be watered and fertilized. The heart must be prepared by learning compassion for all when the tender shoots of service and devotion sprout. They must be kept free of the insects of egoism. So we start by expressing love toward God as we would to a mother or father, brother or sister. But with time, we see that there is no limit to the attributes and manifestations of God. The world is created from and is the substance of God. And so we begin to recognize God in all and express love has service and sympathy for those in need. With time, we feel the joys and sorrows of others as our own. By serving others, we revere God within them and draw closer to the source. So, love what they teach, what they say, love is God. Right? God is love. Where there is love, there God is certainly evident. Love more and more people. Love more and more people. Love them more and more intensely. Transform the love into service. Transform the service into worship. It is easy to understand. Eh? Transform the love into service. Transform the service into worship. Worship only one God. That is the highest sadhana. That is the highest sadhana. Service is a natural expression of love in action. When our hearts are distressed at the suffering of others, we have no choice but to alleviate that suffering. That is the true test of love. Service is rendered as to a friend, not as a duty. Service is performed as a token of love and humility gladly given. So, love is not an obligation. It is an expression of our inner divinity. Service should not be performed with the idea of one serving and another being served. Selfless service is a natural expression of love given joyfully and spontaneously. Love is our nature. It is the fountain of divinity, our inner source, identity, and potential. When you love with the conscience of the omnipresent, that is atma, what do you call this? That is atma, inner divinity. Atma means inner divinity. You live in love. Love flowing and floating in and through you and all else. So to experience the flood of love, requires spiritual practice. It is acquired by purification of character. The prerequisite to experience divine love of truthfulness, non-violence, 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 inner peace, and adherence to duty. When we live a virtuous and moral life, we can experience selfless love. We can experience selfless love. So, if we really want to have prema, what do you want to know? If we really want to experience prema, it is a divine love, We have to understand what peace or Shanti means. Shanti, Shanti. Shanti means the meanings of Shanti. So if we want to follow the path of peace, we will have to accept the path of dharma, spiritual duty. Spiritual duty. If we want to follow the path of dharma, we will have to accept the path of truth. And now you continue to put this in front of me about the vision of the unity. What I am thinking about this, the vision of unity. Certainly men and women reach beyond their own small world to grasp universal value. They seek higher and further for the principles which benefits all. Their visions for humanity germinate in hearts full of love. Their ideals are nurtured on the milk of truth and the bread of duty. They grow strong in the shelter of inner peace. Their strength is inner divinity realized through a pure heart. So the pinnacle of spiritual attainment is realization of the atma. The qualities of this divine nature are being consciousness, bliss, experience with divine love as truth. At the summit of realization, these qualities meet at a common point which is beyond description. So, to reach the higher of love, one must also reach the apse of wisdom. We can say they also reach the apex of wisdom, sense of duty and peace. These qualities are present within each of us, but are hidden by the dark clouds of egoism. So these divine qualities are like the sun. They also shine within us, but are often hidden by clouds of selfishness. Selfishness. You know, the upa. um, I want to say one thing that love is ever urging and urging for expressions, enlargement, and clasping, but the tangles of fear, greed, egoism, and aggrandizement do not allow the spark to grow and illuminate the Sahih, as well as the world around. When we foster divine love within, the dark clouds disperse. Through love, self-realization is achieved. When we love God, we will not do anything to remove ourselves from the source of love. God wills the instrument of love to transform and reform us into the image of the divine. One should not fear God. One must love Him so much that all acts He disapproves are discarded fear to do wrong, fear to hate another, fear losing grace. And in all the world religions, we found no saint who attained God by means of their scholarship. We found no saint who realized the Lord by means of good deeds alone. Love is a price for admissions to God's presence. If we have love in abundance, no other requirement is needed. Love unites the individuals with divinity. Through love, we gain nearness to God. Wisdom or austerities alone cannot enable us to achieve realization of our goal. So cultivate love and prema. This is your question, your main question. The prema, divine love. So cultivate love and prema towards all. That is a way to gain nearness. I do not measure distance in terms of meters or miles. Uh, the range of love decides distance for me. So, love reveals and is a presence of God. Love is the light by which His face is lit. If we wish to know and experience God, we must learn love for God's creatures. We cannot express devotion to God without also loving His creation. When we experience the source of love within, we view the world through the glasses of love. So I must tell you of the paramount importance of love. Love is God. Live in love. God is the embodiment of perfect love. He can be known and realized, reached and won only through love. You can see the moon only with the help of moonlight. You can see God only through the rays of love. So, I know this that in many Hindu books they have written this and have read this. That is, they say that start the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love. That is the way to God. So, according which I have read in Hinduism's books, there is something which is this is important also. Very good words. I have not objection with this. We agreed about this, and it says that there are 9 qualities of love. First, pure. Second, steady. Steady. I think Steady. Effluent, that is Effulgent, I think, the word. Fourth is attributeless. Fifth is formless. Sixth is ancient. Seven is eternal. Eight is immortal. And nine is nectarian. So, this is my reply to you. I think that you have understand and you are satisfied. If you have not understand it properly or if you have any other questions which is not clear what I have said according, and also I take some that is what I have learned in the Hindus book, their books, because I study all the books also, and also I make some comment on these words also. There is some comment which is personally which I have made, and to explain about Prema, Sadhana, all these things. So I hope that this will bring you happy, and especially about the Prema, divine love, and your teaching about all the Vedas, sacred teachings. So you must cultivate this divine love, cultivate this in your heart so that you can pray to only God. God is love, love is God, and you pray only one God. Turn to God. For that reason, in Islam we say, La ilaha illallah. There is no God, only Allah, only one God. Allah is one. There is no many gods. So all the religion has preached the true meaning of religion and preached that you must turn to only one God. Then this teaching, step by step, has been trampled to dust. Even the messengers who came before, they have spread the message that people must pray only one God. Finally, they persecuted the messenger, say that he is a liar, and finally they take this messenger and pray him. That is, the messenger has become God. No, all messengers have come and spread the message that you must cultivate this prema, divine love. And when you get this divine love, you will find that you must pray only one God. You must have love for only one God, and to become the true devotees, a spiritual person, to turn only to one God, you must have love for all the creatures also. The creatures, that is, for all the people who Allah, who God has created. Then you can cultivate the true love in your heart for God. And then you purify your heart. To purify your heart and to pray only to one God. Thank you, Mr. Suraj, for your question. May God bless you, and you are most welcome for another question. Thank you very much.